Hey Frosties, it's Sir Sinclair here. Today I kind of want to go over briefly with you our Seed of Power reinforcement protocol, what it entails, why it's important, and why it kind of helps everybody in the Allegiance. So first thing you're going to see me do here is I'm going to log in and I'm going to clear my notifications. It's kind of force of habit. I didn't mean to do all this when I first doing this video, um, but I have to clear my notifications. It's a little thing that bugs me. So as you'll see here, I'm clearing my notifications, and the first thing we'll look at is the seat of powers that we currently hold. Lockables are obviously the top priority for us as an allegiance. Um, so you'll see me scroll down here, and each seat of power has a star rating essentially. So for example, Baelish Castle was the one I was originally going to try and reinforce. And you also see here, I forgot to send my marches back, so I wanted to do that as well. But Baelish is a 2.5 star. So typically, if you're assigned for the week to reinforce a 2.5 star, you're going to need a 2-star attacker title. So whatever you get assigned to reinforce, you're just going to look for the next lowest half star for reinforcing. And I'll explain why here in a moment. So you'll see here, if I try and reinforce it, I'm getting close to about 54,000 to be able to reinforce Baelish if I was just to send the march. 54 is obviously not as much as it could be, as you'll find out, and this is why the attacker titles are very important. Like I said, originally I was going to try and do this Baelish, but you'll see why I had to change it up. So the first thing you're going to do for the week when our lovely leadership sends out the announcement for who's reigning which seat of power, they usually post it in the rain announcements channel. For example, it'll tell you who's assigned to reign which. There's also a spreadsheet, which if you've not filled out, it's very important to get that filled out so we can assign you a role when it comes to reigning on the weekends. So as you can see here, I'm looking at Lord Najamni, as well as Stark's Honor and Cassidy Mama. Those are all the current seat of power holders that we have that have 2 stars. So basically, I wanted to request from them one of their 2-star, because the 2-star seats of powers have the 2.5-star attacker titles. So you'll see me ask for them. The reason I had to change it is I was waiting for a response, and I want to get this video done today. So I kind of changed it up, and you'll see I ended up reigning Deepwood Mott, which is a 3-star, so I needed a 2.5-star seat of power attacker title. So, yeah, and this is where I kind of went to switch it up a little bit. So, the reason why it's very important to use the attacker title is it gives you a boost to your march size when it comes to reinforcing. I know it seems weird because it's an attacker title. Why would that be used for defense? But bottom line is, it still allows you to increase your march size towards a seat of power, whether it be for reinforcing or attacking. And that's very important because it helps us fill up the capacity of each seat of power when it comes to reinforcing, which allows us to free up more for trying to get seats of powers, like if it's an opening weekend for a zone, for example, Highgarden's coming up this weekend. If we want to try and get some of the open unlockables from other allegiances, it just allows our heavy hitters to kind of stay open, and it'll also help all of us as an allegiance, as you'll see, end up having more than one march. So this is where I switched it up, and I went ahead and decided I'd go ahead and reinforce Deepwood Mott, which is the 3-star, and as I reached out to Princess Atlas Jr. to try and get my 2.5-star, or get my 3-star attacker title from her, because she owns the 2.5-star seat of power in High Point. The day reset on me as I was logging back in, so I had to once again clear my notifications. So it took her a minute, but usually when you go to title request in Discord to request your attacker title, they're usually very, very well on top of it. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it doesn't, but usually when it comes to the weekends, they're pretty good. A lot of times you'll see right here, Princess Atlas Jr. asked me who I was under. So basically you want to tell them who your T2 or T3 is, or both. That way they can easily find you to give you your attacker title. So I recently changed, so I had to look it up real quick. and then I still misspelled it, so I had to correct that. But I'm currently under Lady Atlas and Fab, so I let her know that information so she could easily find me to give me that attacker title. And as I said earlier, I think it was 54,000 that I was able to send if I just sent the reinforcement. And once she sends me the attacker title, which it can take a minute to translate between games, her giving me the title, but you'll see why it's very important. So here I go, I'm back in the game. Once again, got to clear my notifications. I think I got my daily reward here, which is very important because I need that pine right now, especially with the build event coming up. And so this, like I said, this works each and every single one. So if I wanted to rain Baelish Castle at the 2.5 stars, I need a 2-star attacking title. It just kind of works its way down. So if you're trying to reinforce a 4-star, you need a 3.5 star. There we go. I got my attacker of 3-star seats of power. Now watch what happens when I try and reinforce Deepwood Mott here. Now it's 171,000 troop march ability, and that's way up from 54. So if we each took the time to do this every single time we send rains, we're going to fill up our march capacities towards the seats of power. And as you'll see here in a second, I click on Deepwood Mott, and I will show you exactly how the capacity works. She sent me a notification from Discord that it was done, and I let her know that it was much appreciated. It's also very important, especially on those busy weekends, that we let whoever gave us the title, let them know that we're done with the title. That way they can move along and move it to the next person, because you'll see a lot of people are asking for titles as we get the rains going. So it's very important to let them know that your rain march is on the way. It's just about being considerate and helping each other out. So, as you'll see here, I go back in, and I believe now's where I go to Deepwood Mott. Maybe. There we go. And as you can see right here, it's got 736,000 capacity. So, as I said, it's all about filling up that capacity as quickly as possible and getting the most power in there as quickly as we can. Because once we've got everything filled up where it needs to be at a decent level, it'll allow our, like I said, our heavy hitters to go after, like for example, home seat of powers or dragon seat of powers or whoever other seat of powers that are currently unlockable. It allows them to be able to float around a lot easier. It just frees up everybody, and it even frees up yourself, because you'll see right here, I have 2 free marches, so I can farm bricks. And everybody knows we need more bricks, right? So it allows me to farm, it allows me to gather, it allows me to hunt. It just frees up that other march. So it's just something to keep in mind, how using that helps everybody out, because now I have marches that I maybe not would have had if we hadn't used the attacker titles. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, and hope I didn't ramble on too badly. So any feedback on Discord is appreciated, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of the leadership or myself. Thanks. Have a good day.